Well, hello, 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 fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live. Happy December and holy holidays, guys. I'm so excited for Christmas, in case you can't tell by this giant Christmas tree behind me.
Oh,
Yes, we spent
thank goodness you moved. It looked like you had holly
antlers
or
growing out of my
mistletoe
head.
on your head. So
It's a giant Christmas tree. Yes, we spent the day after Thanksgiving decking our halls with not one, not two, but 4 Christmas trees. What can I say? We have a lot of ornaments. So this tree behind me is our Disney tree. If you look close, you probably can't even see, but you see a Luxo's right there from Pixar. So for those who don't know, I'm Alyssa, your resident head addict, and joining us on the show this week, as always, the resident cranky old guy, Patrick, on location once again this week.
indeed, I'm down in Sacramento, California, preparing for the so what is this officially called? This is a pre-wedding something giant, everybody included shower, mail. I don't know what it is, but there's going to be like 70 people that I don't know that I will know intimately after today.
In preparation for your daughter's wedding, right?
That's right, in February, correct. Yeah, wedding number 2 this year.
And we're happy to have with us once again the one, the only Super Safi, albeit with some initial technical glitches. Well, thankfully, he's appeased the Scientologist this week, and he's back with us.
All hail the Scientologists. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing?
I for one, welcome our new overlords. It's kind of appropriate for what we're seeing. So as a reminder, this is meant to be interactive. So ask your question, share your comments, and let's get going. And this week we're doing another thought-provoking question instead of a poll question. So the question this week is, what do you think the Christmas event will bring? Pretty simple stuff. You know, this episode is all about Christmas speculation. So why not get your input as well? Just take a minute, answer it, and share it. We'll share your responses later. And guys, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, huh? And not just at my house.
No, I like it. I like the first little glimmer of what it could be. I think it's hilarious already.
Yeah, I mean, our Christmas promo hit our games, and we got a few little previews of Christmas designed to help you deck your Springfield halls. You know, you got some lights that everybody was asking about, and one new unique to TSTO decoration. Lots of fun new animation for Kang. So you guys, you know what happened, right? Because I called this out on one of the last episodes. I said, if I don't get a fat guy in red, I'm going to be mad. What did we get?
Yes, you did.
Fat guy in red. Well, fat alien in red.
He's fat alien, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they finally start calling him Old Kang Kringle. You know, I think it'd be great with a flying sled.
Old Kang Kringle. That'd be fun. I really like that animation, though. I'm not going to lie. I think that's a really good animation for him. You know, struggling between the pumpkin and the Christmas tree. I think that's awesome. That's
hilarious.
If that's
a fun one, definitely.
I'm happy.
I think the key of the way they started it out with Kang being upset that they weren't in the Treehouse of Horrors is pretty hilarious. I mean, because we had a lot of people complaining that you couldn't get Kang and Kodos, and then boom, follow it up with Kang and Kodos. Very cool.
Exactly. And so we got the little Christmas promo. We've got a little quest line to work our way through, which has some fun dialogue to it. I mean, if you really pay attention, that's why I posted the dialogue and the walkthrough this time around, because it was funny. I thought it worked well, and it gave you some previews of what might come and what might happen.
Yeah.
So we got that. The Christmas lights came back that everybody was asking for, albeit a lot of them are premium, which is not a surprise. A bunch of them are freemium, though, but I'm not surprised that a lot of them are premium. And then we got a Winter Wonderland mystery box, because we don't have enough of those as it is.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had a mystery box, I think. So yeah, it's nice for them to include one.
I was sitting here wondering when he was going to do another mystery box. It had been so long.
Well, you're talking about new formats and new currency. This is clearly their new currency. It's a way to get those people that have stockpiled loads of donuts or whatever just to blow through their donuts quickly, trying to get the one thing. So,
and you know, I actually liked him. I don't mind him because I own a lot of stuff already. So my boxes usually aren't very full, and I get a pretty decent discount on on what's in there. So this time I only had 2 things in my mystery box. I had the murder horn and the giant snow globe, 2 things that were absurdly priced when they came out. And I made, I said that in the post that I wrote. They were both over 200 donuts. They were insane. So I was able to get both of them for 100 donuts total, which I thought was a great steal for me. So I have no complaints.
Yeah, for me, it was almost the inverse in that the last couple of years went real hardcore about what I wouldn't buy, for the super expensive stuff. So I actually had a pretty wide range of options. And I thought, okay, I'll throw my first 50 donuts out there, and then got the one thing I didn't want, which was the Slide Factory, but it did have a bonus multiplier. So I still don't know what the Slide Factory has to do with Christmas. I don't get it. But
well, it's from when Maggie came to Springfield.
I know, but it's still weird. It's a weird concept. So anyway, it's all good.
I had 5 items in my box, including the Slide Factory, the Snow Globe, Grumple. So I was really hoping to get Grumple, Funzos, and I can't remember what the 5th item. Oh, it was the Ice Palace. It was the Ice Palace was my 5th item. And I caved and I got all 5.
Wow. Okay. So I might go that route because, let's just put this out on the table right away. Since the last time we've talked, I'm all in on Safi donut farming. And so I have figured out that if I have to log on every 4 hours anyway for whatever's going on, why not keep the game going? Because I figured out that until you get to 939, you're getting a good payout. It's worth the effort. It's worth the brain damage. So I'm actually doing this. I'm up to like 570 donuts, and I'm on level, I think, 849 or something. So it's running out of time. I'm almost down to 939. I
think you're higher than I am.
No, I know. What's funny is that I'm now more obsessed. I totally understand the obsession part. I'm now more obsessed with the numbers than I am actually getting anything. So it's like, oh no.
One of us.
It's like you read my mind, Safi.
Oh, dude, this chair. I'm in Ryan's dad's office right now. It's got one of those old-fashioned cool desk chairs, but if you lean back, it like goes all the way back. It's like, well,
fall over.
I almost just lost it right there. Hold the head muscle.
Otherwise, this may turn into an episode of America's Home Funniest Videos. Yes. America's Funniest Home Videos. I can't even speak.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
I know Patrick's getting a life alert for Christmas this year.
Yeah, there we go. I am turning 64 this year, so I'm 1 year away from the free health care. So I'm holding out, man.
Saf, were you going to say something?
Oh, well, the reason I went for all 5 boxes, I really wanted the Grumple, and unfortunately, as EA would have it, that was the 5th and final item for me. So I just kept going.
Yeah.
Box, I was really lucky. Herb Powell was I told you guys at the last episode, it was my most desired item right now in the game, and he was my first character. But fortunately, I was able to get all the characters I was missing. So I love my characters. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to get quite a few, including Grumple now.
So the whole rumor thing of waiting until the item you want is on the far left is just that. It's a rumor. It doesn't really work. Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely. Yes. Same with like the pattern of donuts. So, I mean, it's like if you flip a coin 1,000 times, there's going to be certain segments where you'll see a pattern and you'll convince yourself that there's a pattern, but it's just random.
This is why Safi's one of us now. for tidbits like that, let me tell you.
Yeah, actually, what Safi does is just blows up every myth that I ever had. So what you're telling me is that keeping Grandpa and Mona continually feeding pigeons to the black hole isn't really helping my town by 18%?
No, it's helping your town.
Okay. That's what I said.
Just your town, though. No one else's, but your town.
It's saving Springfield. It's saving Springfield. All right.
See, Safi is our statistician extraordinaire. Like, Safi does math that none of us could do or probably want. I mean, true confession, no joke. The only class I've ever failed was college math. So, yeah, math is not my strong pursuit.
Well, actually, Safi has an obsession, not obsession, he has a passion for statistics that we all need. You got to stop that with that.
I think it's an obsession.
I saw a TV episode where that was the trigger to make somebody go ballistic crazy. That he'd been, what was that? Somebody who had been hypnotized, and when they clinked the glass, they became a murderer. So just be really careful with that. We don't know who's out there. Scientology.
Just gotta watch.
Scientology.
I'll be careful.
They're everywhere.
So, Fred wants to know, he's heard Christmas trees are more expensive this year. Has anyone bought one? And is there a definite increase in price?
Yes. Coming from the state of Oregon that provides 70% of all the Christmas trees in the United States, yes, they are more expensive.
My Christmas trees are all fake. So.
Oh. If you want to cut tree, they're more expensive this year.
I had a horror story from my cousin last year where they got a real tree and there were spiders inside of it, and they went all over that. Oof, no.
Oh no, we've had more than spiders. We used to live out in the sticks, and we actually used to have these 14-foot trees that were huge. And one year we brought in a bird. Another year we brought in something that was some kind of a rodent that we aren't sure if it was a large mouse or a rat, but yeah, it came in with the tree. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
These are why
the term I would use to describe that.
This tree is fake, and it won't die on me. We've got a nice little sensicle in there, so it smells like a real tree. It's not going to catch on fire. Lovely, and it was a Black Friday special.
Yeah, see,
the real deals
in my life. Like so many things in the rest of my life, I've just given up. I don't care anymore. I used to do live trees and all that stuff the whole time. We got one for my mom and dad that was from their booth when they were retailing stuff that looks really real. So we've been doing the fake tree for probably 6 years now. I don't care. It's in the attic. I have to get it down.
They're lovely. I love fake trees. And you
have to fluff it, though. You have to fluff it. That's the whole art.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Deb's the official fluffer, and we'll leave that line. Just let it sit out there. But she's really quite better at that than I am. So.
That works on so many levels.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right.
Family show, people. Family show.
Let's move on a little bit. Let's talk about what I think everyone's here to see and discuss is Christmas speculation. Thankfully, they did not hit the Christmas event button last week, the full event, because we'd have nothing to talk about today. Well, I guess we could talk about the Christmas event.
We have a lot to talk about, yeah. But anyway,
we always have a lot to talk about. But so it looks like EA left a little bit of a tag in the files. Whether or not it's 100% accurate, I couldn't tell you. But what we all thought is that Christmas will start on December 5th. That's what the files show us right now. And that's what we all thought anyway, so that's kind of the general trend. So it's supposed to start on December 5th, which is Tuesday, in 3 days. And there's only 2 acts listed so far. And it's scheduled to end on January 2nd, which is good news for a lot of us because that is a nice event. That's a 4-week event, easily doable, easy to manage. And that's kind of like what last year's was. You finish it in the last month, and then you jump right into something new in the new year. So I like that. You guys have any thoughts about that?
2 follow-up questions to that. One, is it going to hit on the 5th for iOS users, or is it going to be on the 6th?
Oh, my God. So it comes down to whether you were good or bad this year, Safi. Were you a good boy? Is Santa going to bring you the update on time?
I don't know. It depends on the readers. They have to tell me if I've been naughty or nice with my post and if it's been helpful or not.
Just don't ask Brooders, because I don't know that I want to know her answer to that.
Yeah.
And then my second question. So you think it's going to be followed by another 2-week New Year's type event to make it a 6-week?
No, I think what we're going to get is we're going to get like we got last year, where we got it went from Christmas and then New Year's hit, and that was it. And then we jumped right into a mini event. Last year it was Homer the Heretic. So I think we'll get some kind of mini event in the beginning of January, because that helps them. I also think that helps them kind of keep the flow a little bit better. Mm-hmm. So it's not, because they launch another event in February.
I really feel like I really wish they'd do that all the time. These 6-week events the last 2 weeks are boring as heck. I have to kill. I don't know why. Oh,
sorry.
No, it feels right. 4 weeks feels right. I'm fine with that. I think it's great. Make it be what it's going to be.
No, 4 weeks is ideal. I mean, you get 2 acts, 2 weeks per act.
Yeah.
It's just enough time to get excited and then, start to have it fade down and then boom, it's done. We're on something new.
Right.
And I like that.
I agree.
So as long as I keep it this way, because some people are saying it could be like 2015 where they had the secret third act that started after Christmas and everything changed over. They changed the splash screen and it was the Maggie act.
Yeah.
It was just winter. It had nothing to do with Christmas, but it was just straight winter. People are speculating that could happen. That also happened in 2014. They had that winter third act where the elves disappeared. Remember, or the elves were on spring break in Springfield. So it could be something like that.
I think they generally keep the snow around for a while. I don't think it dies with the winter updates. So that part I think we can probably count on. They like the snow. I like the snow. Everybody likes the snow. Everything looks better in snow.
Except in the middle of January, you're kind of sick of it, honestly. And I miss green Springfield.
Yeah, we haven't had any snow. In fact, we're having the weirdest weather this year. We actually have a rose blooming in our front yard right now. And it's like, what? You are so confused. So, anyway.
Well, what about the people in the southern hemisphere? I mean, they get snow when it's summer for them, and they get green when it's winter for them. There should be like an on-off switch when you could choose.
Goes the other way too. That's
true.
That's what would freak me out the most. I would just stand and flush the toilet for hours. What's up with that?
I actually went to Australia and I did that the first time I flushed. I was just staring at it.
Oh man,
it is weird. I mean, talk about the weird physics of the Earth. That is a weird thing, So so the question is, if you stand exactly on the equator, right? Does the water just come straight up?
Swoosh.
That's what I want to know. So,
yeah, just swishes straight down.
Yeah, right. Or it goes straight up into your face. That'd be very bad. They don't have toilets at the equator. All right, never mind. God, we're off the topic here.
Well, you want to hear something funny? Riley has started demanding to watch The Simpsons.
Oh wow!
Oh, this is good.
I watch the episodes with her because usually my husband doesn't like to watch The Simpsons. So before he comes home from work, Riley and I will watch an episode of The Simpsons when they have a new one on this week. And because they didn't have one last week, all week I heard, I want to watch Simpsons.
I know. This is the age.
That's all I heard.
Madeline was obsessed with the Dr. Seuss Grinch, the original cartoon version of Grinch that Stole Christmas. She had this videotape that she made us play for probably 9 months. Every day, 2 or 3 times a day. She'd walk in and go, Grinch, Grinch, Grinch. And she just wouldn't. It was hilarious. So anyway, I love that age. You want to be careful, though, with letting her watch the Itchy and Scratchy cartoons and then leaving kitchen knives around. It's
true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump back to some Christmas speculation. So I think it's safe to assume we're going to have an alien invasion Christmas.
Love it.
Some people are upset about that already. Other people are excited. Some people are just waiting, like I am, to see exactly what happens, which I think is the best assessment to do, because you have no idea what this event's going to bring. It could be a little bit of aliens and a lot of bit of Christmas. You have no idea.
Can I ask a question? I just have to know. I have to understand. I've not watched I haven't seen all the comments. I've caught a smattering of them. So anybody that's upset about a Kang and Kodos Christmas, when they say it's not Christmas enough, what are we looking for specifically? What would appease the Christmas enough factor? That's all I really want to know.
I don't know.
We already have the nativity. We have all that stuff from before.
That's what I feel like. Most of the main Christmas stuff is already in the game. So what are you missing that you really want to see?
Exactly.
Christmas.
I think it's a fair question.
Here's the thing. So this is what I've been saying to people in the comments every time they talk about Last Christmas. It's not the theme that bothered me. As somebody that absolutely loves Christmas, I don't care what they bring at this time of the year in the game, as long as it's a good update. Like, it could be, as long as it has a little bit of Christmas references, but they could talk about Hanukkah. They could talk about Kwanzaa. I don't care, as long as it's a good update. Last year's Christmas event sucked. It was awful. The prizes were terrible. The dialogue was awful. And it lacked everything that, any sense of imagination. There are people saying, oh, it was good. They changed the theme. They did this. No, it was terrible. It was awful. It had nothing to do with the show. Like a little bit of smattering here and there. It was not good. So you want to make people happy. Like in my opinion, somebody who absolutely is obsessed with Christmas, you have a little bit of Christmas, throw in some other holidays, and you're good. Work on the dialogue, work on the content, work on the gameplay. All the things that I wrote in my post about make TSTO great again, do that. And everybody will be happy, because you're never going to appease everyone with a theme, no matter what it is. People are going to be ticked off. I've never had an event where everybody was absolutely like, this is even Stonecutters, the best event we've ever had in this game. There are people who were mad about it. So you're never going to appease everyone. But I think if you do some of those things where you bring in the elements, change stuff up, get rid of crafting, people will be happy. They'll be, the majority of people will be happy with it. And you have good dialogue and good prizes that are worth getting. We haven't seen that in a while.
I think what's interesting and what I like about even the way they've started this one is that they've almost begun by admitting that the battle for Christmas last year, blah, 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 was something that was probably a misstep on their behalf. So they're almost allowing the Kang dialogue here early on to say, look, we don't understand these Earth holidays at all. Let's find out more about it. And that, having him dress up as Santa and all that stuff, that's pretty brilliant stuff. That's like saying, look, we blew it last time. We get it. But I guess where I am is that you can't, Christmas is such a broad topic in the United States, particularly, that starts in Black Friday and goes, who knows where the rest of it ends. But the point is, you can't define it very narrowly. And we already have houses. We have the nativity scene. We have Santa. I have a whole giant polar Santa segment that's come from the last 3 episodes. And
numerous Christmas trees.
Yeah. And to Safi's point, how much more can we do? What is it specifically people are looking for? And I'm actually asking, this is not an admonishment. I'm actually curious. What is it that would appease the I hate or I love segment of the world?
Well, I think a nice thing too would be though to get more Christmas lights. I think there's a lot of houses that don't have Christmas lights yet.
A lot of buildings. There's tons of buildings.
Buildings.
Nice to get some more Christmas lights in town. Beyond that, some people just want, some people wouldn't mind getting a big menorah. I've seen that a lot of times in the comments, which isn't necessarily Christmas, but I know the biggest complaint from 2014 was Santa was there, and then Santa pulled a Lyle Laney on us and disappeared. So people would like actual Santa and not Homer Santa or Flanders Santa. They want an actual Santa. But
you're talking about having actually Santa in the sleigh instead of Homer Santa in the sleigh?
Like an actual Santa in Springfield. But it is what it is as far as I'm concerned, as far as that goes.
My only concern with this whole thing is if you really get down to it, and Simpsons' treatment of Christmas in all of their episodes, if in fact they brought Santa, he'd have to be a drunk. He'd have to be drunk. Something weird would have to be a standard with Santa. You'd have to have some weird dialogue that's,
Well, let's talk about what kind of content we could see with this, because I kind of had a couple ideas of where this might be able to go.
Okay.
Based off of Christmas episodes. So you think about Alien Invasion, and their idea basically seems that Kang is gonna try to ruin Christmas because we ruined his Halloween, so he's gonna try to ruin Christmas. And I kind of had this thought that it might be able to go to something like a play on Homer's selfishness from 'Tis the 15th Season. Kind of like a play on A Christmas Carol, where you get the elements of Christmas present, Christmas past, Christmas future. That could be something that might happen. You might have Kang kind of having this exploration of, while it might not be Homer doing this, you might have Kang doing this, because the fact that they gave everybody Kodos and Kang tells you that they're going to be involved with the Christmas event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you could have some kind of play where Kang is kind of exploring, and then at the end finds the true meaning of Christmas, or in the end just blows everything up. It could be something like that. But I think that might be a neat spin on it.
That'd be the ultimate exit of the game, wouldn't it?
It would.
And now we're finally pushing the button. Goodbye. So, no, I think that's probably accurate, Alyssa. I think you're probably right on. I don't know about the whole Dickens connection, but certainly they're going to use Kang and Kodos as a way to introduce. You see, here's my thing: is maybe they end up doing what they've done with elves and everything else, where they decide to come up with their own version of Christmas. And so the tip off for me was the Christmas spaceship. There may be a lot more Christmas-oriented alien-like things where you end up building an alien Christmas village or something. I mean, that'd be the easy cop-out.
That's true, too.
But would that include, like, original items that we haven't seen in the episodes yet? Is that what...
It would have
that's
to.
kind of my fear.
It would have to, because a lot of the stuff that, like, the spaceship is original. That's not from any episode that I recall. You know, Kang dressed up like Santa, I think I've seen that before. But, you know, as far as like the animation, obviously the animation is original to the game, but the spaceship is definitely original. So if they're going with that element of having, you know, the aliens making your own little Christmas village with the aliens, most of that stuff would have to be original. Maybe because they have done episodes where they're based on the what's the planet?
Rigel.
Thank you.
Rigel 7.
Rigel 7. So they have had episodes that are based on that. You know, there was a whole episode of The Simpsons that they remember they were imprisoned in Rigel 7. So, you know, you can get elements from that, and then they could just make them Christmassy. That's a possibility. But honestly, if we didn't get that stuff with Halloween from what year is that? 2014. I don't know that we'll see it now.
Well, the question is, you know, and this is another long shot, but it's possible there may be another episode between now and Christmas that actually ties some of the stuff together. I mean, it's possible.
I didn't see anything.
I mean, what are the next few Simpsons episodes they're going to air during this time period?
Well, the next one's Lisa's Opus, Miss Lisa's Opus, or Mr. Lisa, something like that. And that is more of like a futuristic episode, like a little bit in the fast forward into it. Let me see the ones after that.
So there's nothing that jumps out as being Christmassy or
nothing in the next couple episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, let me go to the.
So that was a long shot. I admit it. I'll go there. It was a long shot. I think the Kang and Kodos Christmas Village is a possibility. That's what I think. So, and it's not like everything that they've done for Christmas is canon by any stretch of the imagination. So
No. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff they haven't touched as far as Christmas episodes. Like the one episode I brought up, the 'Tis the 15th Season. That all takes place at the fancy Springfield Mall. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. You can get the Astrolab that Homer got from there. There's a few things you can get from that episode. So I'm just looking at the next couple episodes so I can.
If EA was really smart, there's ways to close down the malls, because you know that last episode showed the Springfield Mall shut down. I was like cracking up. I mean, again, it's a little too close to home because Allie works for Gap Inc. So all of this stuff is very personal. So.
Well, we could have like the menorah, like you said, and bring in Mr. T. Christmas, again, it's all about family. There's so many characters like Sarah Wiggum they can bring in, but how they tie it to Kang and Kodos, that's really key, I think, because like you said, they wouldn't introduce it into the game unless they played a role in the coming. So it's just a question of
patient. I'm kind of patient at this point with Sarah Wiggum and some of those ones that we've been asking for a lot, because if you remember how long it took Bleeding Gums and all these other people, I kind of hope they don't just give us all this stuff at one giant plop, you know? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and string it out for a few episodes. I don't care. A few updates, whatever. As long as we get her sometime this year, that needs to be our new battle cry. Sarah.
So the next episode is Mr. Lisa's Opus, and that's the one that's this week. And then the week after that is their Christmas episode, their wintry episode. The only episode in Simpsons that'll have snow, likely. And that airs next Sunday, and that's more about Bart going missing. So it has nothing to do with Shaquille O'Neal's in that episode, but it has nothing to do with aliens.
Unless the aliens abducted him and took him to their village.
Yeah.
Well, it said...
And Shaq plays an alien.
No, it says Shaquille O'Neal guest starring as himself. But It has.
That would explain the height.
It says Millhouse knows where he's hiding. Bart's just hiding. So, let's see. Charles says that Christmas should involve giving gifts to neighbors, and they could ruin Christmas by allowing people to dump their inventory of things they don't want and cannot sell into other people's towns. And then Ebron says the only thing that EA has to include to make a great event for me is to keep the idea of heart in the writing. Great animation and fun prizes are a bonus, but without heart, it really isn't a true Simpsons universe. So, I mean, there's a couple of answers to your question.
Can I throw out a little aside here? If everybody remembers the big giant kerfluffle with me and Charles, we're buddies now. We are now town neighbors. The whole bit. We swapped townies. We're now townies. So I'm just saying, the world changes, people.
Pat, I just thought you were the devil reincarnated.
Charles and I are buds. We're down. So there you go.
So I mean, there's a lot of stuff we could see. There's your Christmas miracle for this year, guys. Pat made a new friend.
Well, my question is, how good a friend are you? Are you his neighbor in his A game, his B game, his C game, or his D game?
His A game. His A game, and he's in my only game. So.
All right. If you're in his A game, then it's legit.
A game, yeah. The original.
So a couple of possibilities as far as, because a lot of the Christmas episodes revolve around some form of chaos. So you think about the very first episode of The Simpsons, Homer doesn't get a bonus, so he becomes Santa, and then they loses all the money at the dog track.
Right.
Then you think about the fight before Christmas, where Homer and Marge get in a big fight. There's that episode. Then you have the White Christmas Blues, where Springfield gets snow, and then they have all these people come in, and they turn their house into the Simpsons turn their house into a bed and breakfast, and then it's like chaos because it's not really Christmas. And then you think about Tis the 15th Season, where Homer's super selfish, and everybody gets all mad at him for being selfish. So there's a lot of
when Bart burns out the Christmas tree.
Yep. There's a lot of chaotic elements they can add to this event, keeping it true to the show, but also having these aliens come in. So honestly, I'm not concerned about this event right now. I think that I think we have to see what's going to happen, but I think that the length of time so far is a plus. The little promo we got is a plus. I got a fat guy in red. Granted, he's also in green, but I think those little things are a plus. I think it's showing that they're on the right track for what they're trying to do.
Here's the only concern I have with all the browbeating we've done this last year and a half. What if it turns into an alien Scientology Christmas? Oh my God!
Then we really know that they're watching.
Then we're in trouble. Then we're in big trouble.
Alyssa said, I, for one, welcome our new alien overlords.
That's right. Okay, then.
So the only other thing is, my question would be, you play with the aliens, is this going to be the Halloween we didn't get, or is this going to be Christmas? That's the concern.
I'm not concerned. It's going to be Christmas with an alien twist.
Patrick must have gotten a phone call or something because his camera totally just disappeared.
Dude, what happened there?
Scientologist.
Maybe. Now he's frozen. Oh, there he is. Okay.
How did they know Leah Remini's in the closet? I had no idea. So, anyway. Sorry.
Talking about fluffing Leah Remini in the closet. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
This show takes interesting turns.
Yeah.
Every
People have
time.
to go start looking up on Wikipedia to figure out what the heck we're talking about. But anyway, go ahead. All right. No, I think that, again, I think you're on the right track. I think that it's probably going to be not as dark-hearted as people are afraid. It'll be an upbeat, fun, Kang and Kodos trying to figure it out. And, I don't know. We've got a lot of elements of those guys. We haven't really had a lot going on with them, other than that one thing where we had all the pod people and all that stuff. I can't remember what
Halloween.
I don't know what update that was.
2014 Halloween. That was the one where the aliens were on top of people's faces.
Yeah. So, I have a whole segment dedicated to that with my drive-in theater and all kinds of things that Kang and Kodos and the Rigellian Queen run the drive-in theater in my town. So It all makes sense. It all makes total sense.
So Russian Tigger says maybe we'll find out the true origin of Christmas is alien. That would explain how Santa can travel around the world faster than the speed of light and why Rudolph can light up his nose on foggy nights. It might also explain some gifts I've had in the past that were definitely out of this world weird.
Well, there you go. I mean, and let's not, if you want to go super deep, the whole Immaculate Conception. There you go.
It could be interesting. Although I don't know that that's because they had to learn about Christmas. So I don't know if that is true. But
we don't know. Jeebus was a pod person. No.
Let's not go there. Let's not.
No, that was a joke. It was a joke. Save me, Jeebus. It's still my favorite line in The Simpsons. Save me, Jeebus. My favorite line ever in The Simpsons.
I love that episode. I know I'm not a praying man, but if you're up there, save me, Superman. That one too.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Anyway, go ahead.
So I think we'll get some. I'm holding out hope that this will be decent. You know, you've only got 2 acts of prizes, so at most I think it's going to be like 14 prizes. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we're going to have a something like Sam said. Happy Tapper, for those who don't know who we're referring to, who is not watching this live, but he'll watch it later. So hi, Sam. Or they had like an advent calendar every day. Every day you open something and you get a new prize, even if you have to answer a puzzle like you did with.
Yeah, I love that idea. I love that idea.
Stonecutter in the Christmas right after Stonecutter. So Christmas 2014, they had the little doors you opened every day. You opened a door, you did a task, and then you got a prize. I think that was good, although the prizes were kind of lame that year, unless you didn't have Christmas lights. If you had Christmas lights, the prizes were really lame. If you didn't have Christmas lights, the prizes were Christmas lights.
It's fine. I mean, again, I think I get it. I mean, those of us that have played forever, we really can't expect to keep getting amazing content. So, I mean, we're going to see, I think, agree with you. We're going to see, 10 or 15 things they give us through the prize track. And then we'll see a ton of retread stuff to allow people to catch up, which is fine.
But what's interesting, though, is a lot of the retread stuff is already in the game now. A lot of it hit with the little promos. So you got all the lights, you got a lot of little decorations. Some of the decorations still aren't in the game, so I'll probably see some of those come back as well. But a lot of the stuff was in that winter mystery box.
I'd like to see rebate, though. To be honest with you, I mean, I would rather pay $150 for something and get 20 back or 30 back, so it's 110. That's enough of a discount for me if I can buy exactly what I want. That's the difference. I'm just not a gambler, I admit it. Even when it's Bonuts, even when it's Safi Team Bonuts, it's like I don't want to gamble them. So I don't know.
Russian Tigger also says over in Quahog, that other game that we don't
know anything about it.
Years ago, we could leave gifts for neighbors, and it was great fun. If it was doing that encouraged me. If they bring that, it would encourage me to possibly visit my neighbors again. But then the time it takes to connect to neighbors' towns will probably see my interest in playing Santa short-lived. In 2013 in TSTO, you could leave gifts for neighbors. I mean, granted, that was 4 years ago, and there's not a lot of people that are still played that long ago. But that was fun. You could leave gifts for neighbors. You got gift cards. The gift cards you could use to spin the wheel. Everybody's favorite thing, spin the wheel. You know what, though? Don't fall.
Not the chair.
Don't fall over, Pat. Oh, my goodness.
I know. That was cool.
I almost wouldn't mind if they.
Friend.
I almost wouldn't mind if they brought the wheel back. I know it's never going to happen because everybody's got a broken wheel.
That. What is wrong with you?
Because the wheel concept was not terrible. As long as like the mystery box, it's the exact same thing, except the difference is the mystery box, when you win a prize, they pull it out of the mystery box. The wheel, when you won a prize, they replace it with something else. If they did the same concept, but you earned, let's say you earned something, like in 2013, you had to earn gift cards to spin the wheel. If you had to do that, you spin or you open a mystery box, whatever the heck you want to call it, and you get a prize, that might be fun to do too. It's like a little scavenger hunt.
The problem we had is we debunked the mystery wheel. We got into the code. We figured out it was not random at all, that there were different segments and different profiles for different players. It just, I don't know. To me, again, maybe I'm simplistic, but the whole thing about gambling all the time, all through the game, I think takes advantage of the players that are already a little OCD already. And so, I don't know. To me, that just feels like a money ploy. I think you're onto something. I think we're going to see 2 or 3 characters that may be available only if you buy donuts with cash. I'm going to guess we're going to see a couple of those.
Maybe Sarah Wiggum. Maybe that's how we're going to get Sarah Wiggum.
It might be, and I'll pay for it. That's the point.
I got my gift cards ready, guys. I'm ready.
Yeah. There you go.
But going back to the neighbors, 2015 too, they had the drop presents off, and then you had to choose whether your neighbor was naughty or nice.
That's
was
right,
that 2015?
Yeah. I think that was 15. That was also a Valentine's Day too. You had to decide which what kind of card you wanted to leave your neighbor, if it was a nice card like a Cupid card or a devil card.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They've kind of almost eliminated the reason to even have neighbors at this point, which is kind of sad to me. I mean, I know that the game has gotten clunky and slow for some people, which is maybe part of the reason. I don't know, but I do miss that interaction. I think it's fun. So,
absolutely, I agree. I feel like there's certain aspects where they should continue. Like, I feel like I would love to get more in my Krusty Land. I'd love to get more friendship point prizes.
Yeah.
They really
level 20 on friendship points for ages, like I think 3 years now.
When they stopped doing level updates, they really kind of lost a lot of fun elements that used to make this game fun. I mean, I like the mini events, and a lot of other people like the mini events as well.
Yeah.
But I think that they really kind of friendship prizes went away, and just that randomness of okay, we've got as much time as we want to do this, so let's all I feel like everybody felt it was more of a slower pace at that point. Because now everything's timed.
There's really no reason they have to connect friendship points prizes to levels. I mean, they could just introduce a new one with any event or mini event.
Right. Yeah, the other thing, too, that's obvious, I think, at this point is when are they going to add some more land to Springfield Heights? I mean, now it's starting to really be an over – you have to, scroll back down over to Springfield Heights. So, yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of opportunity there they're missing, but – we're not EA.
Let's see. N. Tunis says, I'd like anything snow-related, snow forts, snow fights, sledding, etc. I'm not too concerned about Christmas stuff since there's already plenty of past content, and not to burst anybody's Christmas bubble, but decorating a dying tree was from Roman Catholics adopting a pagan tradition to ease religious conversion.
Here we go again.
And the image of Santa was created by Coca-Cola in the 1950s. The more you know.
Okay. I'm just going to
say, Santa is real. Don't you knock him.
We all know this. We've written about it expansively. So no more. I'm just going to lay it out. No more posts about Christmas being pagan, blah, blah, blah. We know the origins. We went through it 25 different ways to Sundays last year. Please stop. We know. Okay.
Listen,
the more you want to know is the less I want to know.
Listen. I'm Catholic. I don't make any, I'm Catholic. Listen, I go to church every Sunday. This is not my high holy time. Sorry, guys. That's Easter. This is just, for me, the way I celebrate Christmas is more about the season, about the feeling, about the family, about the little memories you create. It's the whole, encompasses everything. It's not about the birth of Jesus because Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. We all know this. We've established this. It has nothing to do with that. It's about the whole season. And when they brought the pagan stuff into the game last year, it took away that feeling of Christmas that had nothing to do with religion. It took away the feeling, the spirit, the memories you make, the fun moments, the little things. When this game first started, the first Christmas they had in 2012, they had little fun animated elements of Lisa making snow angels, Ned riding around on a snowmobile with Rod and Todd, Homer riding around on his little plow. There were so many fun little elements that they added to those first Christmases that really made it feel like the season of Christmas or the holiday season, whatever you want to call it, the time from Thanksgiving to New Year's, which is probably when people are the nicest. And when they did the pagan thing last year, they really just sucked the life out of everything. And that's what that was about. That's why people were pissed off. It had nothing to do. I mean, some people were pissed off because they thought it was the devil and they thought it was all kinds of other things. But listen, I'm sorry. Watching Maggie sacrifice a sheep, granted it's a stuffed sheep, as much as I love veal, that was ridiculous. And I know sheep is not veal, but it was just ridiculous. It was not Christmas. Christmas is about the whole holiday season. I don't care if it's Christmas. I keep saying Christmas, but I don't care if it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever. That's not what it's about. It's not about, religion. For some people it is, but it's really not about religion to many people. It's about the spirit of giving, the spirit of giving back, the spirit of spending time with your family, spending time with your loved ones. That's what it's about. And watching Maggie to a sheep was a little much, guys. It was a little much.
Yeah, I agree.
That deserves a mic drop.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I totally agree with everything you just said. It's just, I mean, really what Christmas is about is getting people addicted to caramel corn, so I have omnipotent control over them once a year. That's all it's about for me.
I'm waiting for my delivery, Pat. I'm waiting.
It'll come. It's coming late this year because the Miller family gathering is next week. Too early for caramel corn. I'm telling anybody that's watching. So the shipments will go out more like the 15th or the 20th. So
that's fine for me. I don't,
It'll be
I'm not
fresh.
sharing it though.
I
won't share it.
It's fresh.
Riley doesn't need it. It'll get stuck in our teeth.
That's see, you've become one of us. When people start making up excuses of why other people don't get it, you're one of us.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go back to some of these comments. Russian Tigger says, I just wanted a tree to decorate with a daily advent calendar gift of a tiny character to hang on it, maybe next year. And Bruder says, it's for you, Pat, I love mystery boxes. No, I don't gamble, but they, and she spelled they, TH capital EA, Y.
Nice.
Bring back casino games in or can they bring back casino games in TSCO, please? That casino event was fun.
It was. The difference was, though, with the casino events is you weren't really gambling money like you are with the mystery boxes.
You're not really gambling money. Listen, you don't. Well, I don't know about you, but a lot of people are just gambling their bonuts, so they don't care. It's not money to them.
Well, now I'm one of them. I agree.
I know.
Except now I'm clinging. Now I'm clinging steadfastly to my bonuts because I know what it took to get them. Oh, I'm going to hit 939 any day. Oh no. I'll be giving you a call. You'll be on my speed dial, Safi.
Sounds good. We'll celebrate together.
That's right.
You guys are crazy.
All right, sorry.
All right, a couple more things. I mean, do you guys have anything else you want to add about the Christmas event? What you think we might get or see? Or
I think it's gonna be fun. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it's gonna be fun.
I'm right there with you.
Yep.
And it's as fun as you make it. So it'll be, as long as we don't see Maggie sacrificing a sheep. Did I freeze? Did everybody else freeze?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'm good.
As long as we don't see Maggie sacrificing a sheep, or anything else for that matter, or Kodos or Kang sacrificing humans, I think we'll be okay.
I don't know. Down with that.
I mean, 40 ways to cook humans.
Yeah. I mean, we already have the weird pod things, with the humans, the embryo things.
Yeah.
Around in them. Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for, like, if they want to try to wreak havoc on Christmas and then they turn it around and try to show them what Christmas is about, I'm all for that. Yeah. I think there's a lot of ways they could take this. I'm excited to see what happens on Tuesday. I hope there's a lot of things that they'll do that we've talked about. We've discussed. Sam's post was full of a ton of great ideas. If you haven't,
that was a great post, by the way, Sam. Again, great post.
It was indeed.
If you haven't seen it, go back to, I think it was November 22nd was when we posted that. So go back to that date right around there, and you'll see the post from Sam about his ideas for the Christmas event. Now, that date obviously is a little late for EA to really incorporate that in because they've had this update done for a while. But there's some really good ideas. So it'd be nice to see if some of those are incorporated either this year or next year. And stuff in our My Make TSTO Great Again post, looks like they're already doing some of that. It'd be great if they continue doing some of that. It'd be awesome if they get rid of crafting. Be phenomenal if they get rid of crafting.
Well, yeah, crafting with crappy prizes is what makes it worse.
Yeah,
I don't mind crafting if the prizes are worth crafting for, but I didn't even try to get all the stuff last time. Not even close. So
that's true. I mean, if the prizes are good, I don't mind crafting at all. Like, I love my fences and walls. I've just been pumping out tons of fences and walls at every crafting event. But yeah, it'd be nice if they had something that's actually worth crafting that you can really.
Yeah. I mean, if people hadn't played Halloween before, this actually had some good stuff. But I had almost all the good stuff I already had from previous events, so we don't have to go there again.
Well, that's what happens. You've been playing for 5 years. I mean, there's not a lot that they can. There's only so many Christmas episodes. I mean, the thing with Halloween was there are 30 years of Halloween or 29, 28 years of Halloween episodes for them to pull from. So the fact that they struggle to bring in new content always blows my mind because there's so much Halloween content in the show.
Yeah.
Christmas, there's not a new Christmas episode every year. There's
Right.
probably, 15 episodes, give or take. So there's not a ton of content. And a lot of times it's the same thing over and over. How many times, you see Santa dressed up as, or Homer dressed up as Santa? There's only so much you can do there. But that was kind of the big thing with Halloween, because it blows my mind how they struggle every year.
So I think to your point, this is exactly what they're doing, is they're giving us more Halloween and Christmas at the same time with Kang and Kodos. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it's gonna be kind of fun. It's a nice twist. So
N Tuna says maybe they will bring back alien head suckers as Santa hats.
There you go.
And Brooders, in response to my rant, Brooders says, so that's a no to pagans too then. Yes.
Yes, we're done with the conversation, please.
No more pagans.
So.
She also says that it looks like I'm wearing a Christmas tree hat. Yes. And that the Mickey Mouse balloon is still going. So yes, Minnie is very much alive and well for now. Probably in the new year she won't be, but for now she's still alive and kicking. And Happy Tapper Sam says, can't make the live stream is out at the moment, but my question is, what is your favorite Christmas episode and your most wanted item?
I don't want to go there. I don't know. My favorite Christmas episode is one where they get Santa's little helper, like one of the very first ones.
The first episode?
Yeah.
The very first episode.
Is that really where they get Santa's little helper?
Yeah, Simpsons roasted on an open fire.
There you go. So, yeah, I like that one because I think it's heartfelt. I mean, again, the first 10 seasons had a lot more heart in the scripts. But as far as stuff I want, no, I mean, I'm fine. I think it'd be great if we have. I already said I want old King Kringle in a sled flying through the sky. There you go, with jet boosters.
What might be interesting is he may go in his spaceship and fly.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really. There's nothing really that I really absolutely need. I have several Christmas trees. I've got a huge town square full of all my holiday stuff. I've got all the lights. I've got everything. I've got everything you could possibly want, except the reindeer farm. I do not have the reindeer farm.
Saf, how about you?
Simpsons roasted on an open fire would have been my choice too, but it's a close tie with I can't remember the name of the episode. Excuse me, where Bart drinks like 10 cups of water to go wake up early and open Christmas presents early, and then accidentally sets the tree on fire.
Yeah.
What episode is that?
What's it called? Let me see if I can find it, and I'll get back to you with the name of the title.
Well, my favorite episode is Simpsons roasting on an open fire. That's my favorite Christmas episode, and I know it's the first one. Like Pat said, there's a lot of heart in the episode. It is the perfect amount of Simpsons chaos, I think. Plus, the Christmas tree makes me laugh.
It sets us up.
Marge being out proud with Bart stealing from the store and then being caught and then ruining the Christmas picture.
Yeah,
that was also kind of really touching.
Yeah.
Yes, that's.
And then Marge not trusting.
And then he gives her just the picture of him. What was this episode called? And the item I most want, I would love to see Santa, like a full-blown Santa in the game. But beyond that, if they give me Sarah Wiggum, I'll also be really happy. So just give me Sarah. And I've been asking for Sarah Wiggum for 5 years now, Give me Sarah.
Right,
no one gets hurt. Okay.
It's
I
Miracle.
think she deserves her own update, frankly. But
it was a Miracle on Evergreen Terrace from season 9.
Okay.
When the tree burns down.
Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah, again, I don't want to squander Sarah on a mixed deal. I think she deserves her own update. I really do.
I think Valentine's Day really is the best event for her. But
we've been saying that for years. So
yeah.
I also would like my giant toilet. Okay, EA, just give me my giant toilet as well, and I'll be happy.
I'm not.
Nothing says Christmas like a giant toilet.
Well, if you see the first Christmas my husband and I spent together, it would actually make a lot of sense.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Well, we both got hit with the neurovirus. Like I got it Christmas Eve, and then he got it like the day after Christmas. It was not pleasant.
So the deal is, the only thing I'm not a big fan of the giant toilet. I don't like the weird, huge things in my town. But if, in fact, the toilet swirls left or right, depending on where you are, geographically, then it would be cool. I'd be down with that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And Saf, what was your most desired item for Christmas?
Well, Sarah, but let's see. Christmas. I mean, menorah with Mr. T would be fun. I love my characters, so getting some more characters would be nice. There was the episode where the entire Springfield's hit with a giant snowstorm, and Skinner and the kids are trapped in the school.
Yes.
So it'd be nice if we got like tons of snow, and basically you'd have to go into your neighbors or go into your own town and kind of dig out your town from snow. That would be fun, something like that.
That'd be neat.
So maybe Kang and Kodos are like torturing the Springfield by covering it in snow. So you have to dig your town out of snow or your neighbors out of snow. So that's not really an item, more so a special event. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is we don't know what we're gonna see until it's released. If we see stuff on Tuesday, if I see stuff before Tuesday, I'll try to give you guys a little bit of heads up, some teasers. I'm relaxing a little bit on the spoilers these days. But so if I see some stuff in the files, I'll, kind of give you guys a heads up. But we won't know till Tuesday for the most part. And probably for those of you on the East Coast, if you don't see an update, usually the updates hit. In the old days, they used to hit about 2 o'clock. Well, these days, 2 o'clock rolls around and there's no update. Generally, now the updates hit at like 5 or 6 o'clock. So
right in the middle of my day. I love it.
For some people out in the UK, that's like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. So, there's really, just because you don't see it hit in the afternoon doesn't mean it's not coming. So don't stress about it. It should be hitting Tuesday. We'll see what happens. We'll all kind of explore it together.
Okay, kids. Well, I have to go take a shower and get ready for my event. I'm sorry.
So, and on that,
so you can log off. We don't need to see that.
Yeah. I know some people listen to us in the shower, but I don't think they want to hear you in the shower.
Of course they do.
So, that's going to be it from us. The next episode will be December 16th, which is 2 weeks, but we are changing the time. We're going to push the time back a couple of hours to about 2 or 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. I've got a commitment with Riley's school this morning. We're doing a charity event. So with Riley's school that morning, we're doing a charity event. So I'll be pushing it back about 2 to 2.5 hours. So it'll be 2 or 2:30. So look for the Addicts Live reminder announcement post. That'll be up next week, and that'll give you a heads up on the time. But other than that, and that upstairs will be our Christmas extravaganza where we'll have singing and dancing. But other than that, that's we're wrapping things up here. So thanks for
here's
watching.
The weirdest thing I'm going to tell you. While I was gone, everybody left. Okay. Never mind. They're all taking showers. I actually walked into this giant house and not a single soul was sitting anywhere. I thought the aliens have come. Pod people have happened. My family's gone. Wow.
So
I was going to show you something cool before we quit. This is the weird thing that happens when you're in California and everything changes. Check this out.
Well, we can't see anything because your internet connection
too far from why.
They all bloomed randomly. The weather out here is really weird.
So Patrick's outside in California.
No.
His screen is pretty much frozen. We're getting a little bit. Oh, there's flowers.
Oh,
there's some flowers.
Too far away from the router.
He's frozen on flowers. So on that note, we will see everyone in 2 weeks. We'll all go through this update together on Tuesday, and we'll report back with some hopefully good, fun things going on in the game in a couple of weeks. So enjoy the beginning of December. Go decorate your house, whether it be with Christmas decorations or a menorah, or I don't really care. Just decorate your house because it makes me feel good.
Don't send us any more information about the origin of Christmas with pagans, please. We're done.
Don't make me yell again.
That's
right. All right, so we'll see everyone in a couple weeks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.